to welcome the only competitor and the only competitor we could find to step up and face his challenger. We'd like to welcome from Iver's gym, Logan MacDonald. Logan's a brown belt. And we're very happy to welcome again from WAMMA Canada, WAMMA Brandon's friend and training partner and coach, and for a couple of years, 9-time UFC veteran and Manitoba/Canada legend, Joe Doerksen.
So Joe Doerksen, currently of Winnipeg, is Canada's most experienced MMA competitor. We actually cast the net pretty far to find an opponent for him tonight. Very difficult to find someone who's willing to fight Joe. I contacted some people in Calgary to see if there was any interest, but Logan from Iver's gym is the one who's stepped up to the challenge tonight. This should be a good entertaining bout. So Logan does have the advantage of Joe having gone for 5 minutes earlier.
And Logan's pulling guard. Interesting. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, without knowing Logan, he's probably got a very dangerous leg lock game. He trains with Cody Pulls. Anyone that knows Cody and has rolled with Cody knows what you can expect.
Joe is more of an old school jiu-jitsu style. He loves to grind his head under your chin. He loves to put you on your back, pass your guard, go for a Kenora, go for Americana. Bread and butter jiu-jitsu, but it's bread and butter because it works.
Joe's been doing jiu-jitsu for 27 years. Currently 45 years old. Still actively trains in jiu-jitsu, retired from mixed martial arts.
What a journey for the guy from New Bothwell.
Well, and we are so excited to have him here on this card. Actually humbled that he would come to Brandon and compete on our card.
So Logan right now has a single butterfly. He's a half butterfly guard. And he's looking like he's trying to work at Joe's head a little bit. He's looking for the sit-up Kimura attack. Joe actually submitted Lightning Lee Murray, famous MMA fighter from the 2000s, with the sit-up Kimura attack at a card, I believe it was in Minnesota.
That was his only loss, correct?
Lee Murray's only other loss was to Anderson Silva.
Ah. Well, that's good to be mentioned in the same conversation as Anderson Silva. Good body lock. He thwarted that Kimura attempt.
Right now we're seeing, this is almost like a matchup of different generations of jiu-jitsu. So Logan's going for the high agility, high flexibility, high guard attack, and Joe is pinning him down and grinding him in response. They're both great strategic approaches to the sport. They rely on different attributes, and the fact that you can have these matchups between different attributes, different philosophies. So Joe looking for pressure for the guard pass, Logan getting his very accurate limbs in the way. But the fact that you can have the matchups between these different attributes is one of the things that's really compelling about grappling as a practice, whether you're talking jiu-jitsu, judo. So Joe to the back.
That's a dangerous place to be.
Mm-hmm. And so he's going to the mount. He has the deep hook he has the shoulder adjusted position right now.
Now again, pretty impressive for Logan stepping up and accepting this challenge. Like I said, we were having trouble finding, after Joe said he was going to compete in our card, we were having trouble finding a black belt that would accept his match, and Logan, currently a brown belt, stepped up and was excited for the challenge.
Joe's looking for an Ezekiel choke here. Again, it's usually not something that you're looking for the finish. We've seen some Ezekiel choke attempts tonight, but Joe's doing what we call bugging the neck, which is mostly to force somebody out of a defensive shell. So you go for that Ezekiel choke, not to get the tap, but to put them in a position where they have to move their elbows away from their body. They have to move. They have to leave that defensive shell so that the other offense can happen. Logan's doing a good job of staying calm through that, but Joe is being punishingly heavy right now. Joe also has a submission win over UFC title challenger, UFC one-time title challenger Patrick Cote.
Yes.
Some good fights with Nate Marquardt, Matt Lindland.
Yeah, I believe 66 total pro fights, if I'm correct.
Because of the way the matchmaking systems, the pro and the amateur systems have changed since Joe's day, that's likely a Canadian record that will never be broken. Very few fighters have careers that long. And Joe
and that many fights.
Well, that's what I mean. Many fights. It's very rare to see a fighter now with from North America with upwards of 50 fights at the end of their career.
Well, yeah, and Joe was also competing in the unsanctioned days when you'd be doing, 8-man tournaments and 4 fights a night.
But meanwhile, right now, Logan, has reversed Joe and is looking for a head and arm attack.
Wow,
but
nice,
Joe has got
transition.
back on top with 5 minutes left. This is still a fairly even position. Joe wins the, we could call that maybe a gator roll fight. It's a very 50-50 position, touch and go, so very good for Logan for getting out of that spot. Logan still has some questions that Joe needs to answer.
He's obviously got a really good game. Just lasting this long with Joe is an accomplishment in itself.
It looks like, it's hard to see from this angle, but it looks like Joe is looking for that Ezekiel choke again. So you can see Logan's hands coming up under Joe's chest. He's trying to get in the way to prevent Joe from sinking his hands into his neck. Now Joe has switched back over the shoulder justice position. He wants that. Ooh, he's gotten the high elbow.
Yeah.
So Joe's looking for an armbar or back attack here.
Logan's nice and calm down there.
Logan gets out. Was looking for a leg entry, but Joe was having none of it. We're talking about old school versus new school here in a lot of cases, but note that Joe is not. That doesn't mean Joe is ignorant of leg locks by any standards. You may have noticed that he went for several toe holds in his attack versus or in the quintet challenge. Joe just doesn't look for them. They're not part of his jiu-jitsu
nice
strategy.
sweep.
Very good sweep by Logan there. So Logan's looking for the guillotine, mounted guillotine. Joe.
Oh, good sweep. Good rollout.
Excellent defense.
Nice. Wow, great transition.
Yeah. I'll have to remember that one.
Maybe we can get Joe to open mat tomorrow and he can teach us that one.
When your hand's down your back like that, you might have to wait for him to move. Keep that arm trap. There you go. Watch the back tape.
So 2 minutes and 35 seconds left.
Right elbow, nice, excellent.
Regulation time. Joe looking for the 3 front headlock. Looked like
Nice transition to back.
Transition to the back. Bread and butter.
Roll. Out. Keep going.
Nice. Flatten him out. That's trouble for Logan.
A little bit of a Frankenstein choke
choke attempt. Oh, good defense, Logan.
Right
Going for the armbar. Good escape, Logan.
Good job, Logan.
Wow, very impressive. Joe's a strong man, and Logan is as well. Obviously.
Excellent job, Logan.
No, I've been on the receiving end of those kinds of attacks from Joe before, and
The time has stopped for some reason. Resetting. Sorry.
minutes left. I've been on the receiving end of those attacks from Joe before, having learned a lot of jiu-jitsu from him the hard way. And a lot of credit to Logan for
nice
surviving
sweep.
that. Logan looks like he's grabbing that Kenora trap again. Joe has ripped his arm out. Going for an Americana grip. Logan.
Oh, to the armbar. Nice transition. Wow, slick. Oh, that's trouble. That's trouble for Logan.
Let's hear it for these two competitors. Wow, what a match. Impressive for Logan MacDonald stepping up to fight the legend Joe Doerksen. Winner by armbar, WAMMA Canada's Joe Doerksen.